I don't know how your day went yesterday, but Brian Harman had a pretty good one. He had 2 hole-in-ones at the FedEx Cup, the Barclays, and Brian kind enough to join us. Where are you right now, Brian?
I am wandering around New York City at the moment.
Were you
Pretty intimidating place around here. So if it's a little loud, I apologize.
Were you planning on walking around? Did that have anything to do with last night's celebration?
Yeah, walking off some of the beverages.
But explain this to me. Now, there in your local country club or golf course, you can take out insurance for a hole-in-one. Do you guys have insurance for a hole-in-one on the PGA Tour?
No, I did, but that is one heck of a business idea. That's for sure. Because I wouldn't wish my bar tab on my worst enemy.
All right, give me the bar tab. Give me the damage here.
All right. So when I got done, I wanted to send all the media guys. Beers, and I thought I was going to get the discount price. Buying bulk. Well, 300 beers and a bottle of Crown, I think, cost me upwards of $3,000. So it was not a good start to my afternoon.
Do you have to explain this to your wife?
She was very supportive. Obviously, I didn't know it was going to be that much, so I was happy to do it. And she's the best. She's so cool about stuff like that.
All right, how much did you make yesterday?
I think my check was around 50. So just a minor hit. She's like, "Babe, just pretend like you only made 40, and then you'll be okay." All right.
John Daly has been known to blow his entire check, but he didn't even have a hole-in-one. So your wife's got to be appreciative of that.
Yeah, silver lining. I like that, Dan.
All right.
I'm gonna have to incorporate that into my married game.
Okay, when you had the first one, any thought that you could do this again? Because it's very rare when something like this happens.
Well, it's one of those things. So the first one happens on number 3, and then my caddy and I are standing on the 4th green, almost make a birdie putt, and he looks at me and goes, "Don't worry, they come in bunches." And I looked at him and I said, "Are you talking about putts or hole-in-ones?" Because both. And then obviously 12 holes later,
unbelievable.
Happening. It was wild. It was a crazy day. Just happy to be a part of it.
How many hole-in-ones have you had?
That's my first one since high school. So I think I've only had 4.
What if you're alone on the course, Brian, and you have a hole-in-one? How do you prove it?
I think you just have to live with it. I think you got to live with it that no one's going to believe you. And you just got to. If it brings you joy to make a hole-in-one out there by yourself, then you got to make your peace with that.
But if so, you sort of have to just say, okay, I had one. Nobody's going to believe that I had one. So then you can't tell anybody.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, you would just be better off not telling anyone.
He's Brian Harman, had 2 hole-in-ones yesterday at the Barclays. He's joining us from Times Square. They have those topless painted women there in Times Square.
Yeah, I was listening. Earlier, and I have not spotted one of those yet, but I definitely got my head on the swivel.
Is your wife with you?
She is. She's standing right next to me.
How did you get engaged to your wife?
Well, there's a lot of stories floating around, but how it actually happened, we were about to go turkey hunting. We were going up to this lease we had, and we were going to go the next day. And I had bought her some of these women's camouflage pants, and I taped the ring on the inside part of the pants. Got it all on video on a GoPro, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, look at you.
The ever romantic.
Was your caddy there when you got engaged, just to advise you?
No, he wasn't.
No.
No, he wasn't.
How good are your Bulldogs going to be?
I'm cautiously optimistic. I've been hearing good stuff about practice, but I do the same thing every year. I do the exact same thing. This is the year. This is the one. But you know what, man? They got a good program. I like watching them. They bring me a lot of joy on Saturdays, most Saturdays. So we'll see what happens. They got a good group of running backs down there. I know that.
Do you have the same ball? Was it the same ball for both hole-in-ones?
No, every time I make a bogey or a double bogey or whatever, I switch out golf balls. And I mixed in a couple bogeys and double bogeys in between. So they're two different golf balls.
Oh, so could I have one of the golf balls for the man cave here?
Of course.
All right. Could we get it autographed? And you know what? The next time I'll buy you a round. How's that?
There you go. There you go. I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I know that's not going to be a big bar tab.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad today is now.
What time did you go to bed last night?
A little north of 2, I imagine.
So you had a couple of beverages in Jersey, and then you go into the city. Did you meet friends in the city?
Yeah, we had a big group. We just went to this little dive right off of Times Square. Like Ryan Palmer's a really good friend of mine. Kevin Kisner, Hudson Swafford, a bunch of good buddies. And so yeah, we had a big time.
Well, congrats there, Brian. We'll put you on hold. Fritzy will get information there, and we'll proudly display the golf ball here in the man cave.
Sweet, that'd be awesome. I'd be honored, absolutely honored.
Thank you, Brian. Good luck with the Bulldogs.
All right, Dan. Thanks for having me.
That's Brian Harman, PGA golfer.